All right, y'all. All right, y'all. We gonna get right to it. This is the Arena Abroad. We are gonna get right to it. I got some things I want to share with y'all this week. Oh man, some good articles. Some good articles. Let's start with we're gonna start off light and then we're gonna get heavy. We're gonna start light and then we're gonna get heavy. So let's start a little light. So we all let me present, share screen. Well, let me open this up by saying this real quick. Um, Let me play a clip real quick. I'm gonna play two clips, and I want to see if y'all see. Browser has blocked your screen. Wait, browser has blocked your screen. Address bar below and then reload the page. Oh wow. Okay, hold on. Oh gosh, what to do? Okay, so yeah, let me play this clip for y'all, and we're gonna see if there's some contradictions. So before I start the show, I want to play a clip. So let me share a screen, share the audio, and we're gonna play this real quick for y'all. I want y'all to listen to this. Y'all listen to this very closely.
NATO while a war is going on, where a NATO nation is being attacked, because that guarantees that we're in a war, and we're in a third world war. So that it's not about whether or not they should or shouldn't join. It's about when they can join. Putin's already lost the war. Putin has a real problem. How does he move from here? What does he do? He could end the war tomorrow. He could just say, I'm out. But what agreement is ultimately reached depends upon Putin. I don't think that that Russia could maintain the war forever, number one, in terms of their resources and capacity. Number two, I think that there is going to be a circumstance where eventually President Putin is going to decide it's not in the interest of Russia, economically, politically, or otherwise. No one can join NATO while a war is going on, where a NATO nation is being attacked, because that guarantees that we're in a war, and we're in a third world war. So that it's not about whether or not they should or shouldn't join. It's about when they can join. Putin's already lost the war. Putin has a real problem. How does he move from here? What does he do? He could end the war tomorrow. He could just say, I'm out.
So Biden said that Putin has already lost the war. But it's up to Putin to decide whether he want to end this thing or not. So basically he's saying the ball is in Putin's court, but Putin already lost the war. So, okay, let's see what the Pentagon is saying about this same situation. So let me get rid of that. So we got Biden on record saying that, oh, Putin is losing the war. Okay, so we got that. So let's see what the Pentagon is saying about this. Let's see what the Pentagon is saying. Let's see what the Pentagon is saying about the war. Let's see. Is that it? Oh, no. That's not it. Hold on, y'all. I gotta see which. Okay, I do have it queued up. Okay, I got it queued up. Okay, so we're gonna share this one. Boom. Now listen to this, y'all. Y'all listen to this. Jamaica. Okay, sorry about that, y'all. Okay, so let's play this now. Let me turn up the audio and let's listen to Mr. Kirby from the Pentagon. Let's see what he says.
Really need are the four A's: artillery, ammunition, air defense, and armor, tanks. And on all four of those, we have provided an extraordinary amount of support at, quite frankly, unprecedented speed. Those are the four capabilities they need most. And if you look at the packages, we just announced one yesterday, and there's going to be one here in coming days. You'll see that we are really trying to get them those kinds of capabilities. Now, look, the F-16s will get there probably towards the end of the year, but it's not our assessment that the F-16s alone would be enough to turn the tide here. What they really need more than anything of all those four A's is artillery. And that's why the president made a difficult decision to provide cluster munitions.
Did you hear that? He said in order to turn the tide. Wait a minute. Hold up. Biden said that they're winning the war, but then Pentagon said we need all the F-16s, we need the cluster bombs, we need this and that in order to turn the tide. This is your Pentagon speaking there, Biden. But Biden says that that Putin is losing the war. Now, last I remember, the last city taken in Ukraine was Bakhmut. The last city was taken was Bakhmut. Now, when you fight, there's an old saying, when you feed the bear, he's not going to spit out what he just ate. And the bear just ate the city of Bakhmut. But how are they losing the war and they just gobbled up a whole city of Bakhmut? And then Mr. Dude from the Pentagon saying, well, we need more weapons in order to turn the tide. To turn the tide in the war. So something to think about, man. Like I said, I'm bringing that. Okay, let's get to the articles. Just, man, this Biden characters, like, who is feeding this man this information? Where is he getting this falsified information? Like, what city did Ukraine manage to defend? It wasn't Bakhmut. They just took Bakhmut. And in war, the one who takes the ground is the one who's winning. And the ground that was taken was Bakhmut, a whole city of Bakhmut. So let's get to it. Let's get to these articles. So the first article, we're going to deal with Hungary. So let me do a share screen. Hungary, boom, boom. This article is by Bloomberg. This is by Bloomberg. And no. I don't want to. Oh, gosh. All right, I'm going to have to just. Oh, shit. Hold on. Uh-oh. Okay. Let's skip this article. That's why I'm glad I brought four, dude. I ain't doing no subscription. Hold on. Let's. All right, we're going to just jump right into it because they're asking for a subscription. We're not doing a subscription today. So, no, we're not doing that. We're not registering. You're not getting my information. So let's go to the next article. So I brought four. Okay. Let's see. Okay, this is by Reuters. The name of this article is Russia, FSB says traces of explosives found on foreign grain ships. Now, as you know, after a recent, Putin had stopped the grain from going back and forth into the Black Sea. And this is why here they're saying that, let's read this article. So in the article, it says July 24th, Russia Federal Security Service, FSB, said on Monday that it had found traces of explosive on a ship traveling from Turkey to the port of Rostov-on-Don in Russia to pick up grain. The FSB said the ship had been docked in Ukrainian port of Kylyl in May, and that it may have been used to deliver explosives to Ukraine. It said the ship had changed its name while the Turkish port of Tuzla earlier this month and replaced its crew, which had consisted of 12 Ukrainian nationals. Okay, so let's scroll down here. These circumstances may indicate the possibility of using the foreign civilian ship to deliver explosives to the territory of Ukraine, it said. The vessel, which it did not name, had been expected in the Kerch Strait and was banned from continuing its journey, after which it left Russian waters, the FSB said. Reuters could not immediately confirm the details of the FSB statement. It came 1 week after Russia pulled out of an agreement that had enabled Ukraine to export grain from the Black Sea ports, with ships undergoing security inspections. Okay, so that article right there is saying basically, uh, yeah, they stopped the cargo ships because they were using the cargo ships to hide weapons underneath the grain. And along with basically, look, Putin said we can renew the deal. Now, the deal is we send stuff out, stuff comes in. This is how a deal works. We're not going to renew a deal when you guys have put an embargo on us. And oh, by the way, the FSB has found explosives, so you guys want to bring weapons through the Black Sea. That's a no-go. That's a no-go. So yeah, that plan was foiled uh, by Russia. So Ukraine, you fail there. Zelensky, you fail there. U.S. that stop doing the sneaky. Stop doing the sneaky. Okay, let's get down to the next article. Now, mind you, earlier I said that I played the clip where Biden was, I guess he thinking this is a war of attrition, where he thinks he's going to wear down Russia. Well, let's read this next article. This next article is by AP. Let me do a share screen. Boom. Boom. And let's see what this article says. I'll put it up to 75. So this next article, it says EU lashes out at China for support of Russia in Ukraine war. Oh, wait a minute. Didn't Biden just say that the economy's wearing down, they're wearing down supplies? This is what Biden said about Russia in the clip I played earlier. Well, let's see what the EU is upset about. I tell you, I don't know who is advising Biden here, but Brussels, on the eve of a major European Union diplomatic foray into China, the bloc's foreign policy chief on Tuesday lashed out at Beijing for its support of Russia amid the invasion of Ukraine. So wait a minute, hold up. What you getting mad at damn China for? They're not part of the EU, are they? Is China part of the EU? Oh, you want to put sanctions on China? Is this what's going on? Let's keep it moving. So, and called it a blatant violation of its United Nations commitments. Oh, okay. So China has United Nations commitments. Okay, well, let's continue on to read. There cannot be siding with aggressor. Wait a minute, but isn't America aiding Ukraine siding with an aggressor? Let's keep it moving. Joseph Borrell said ahead of a trip to Beijing by the EU Commission President Ursula von der Leyen and French President Emmanuel Macron, there is a clear expectation from a permanent member of the UN Security Council to stand up in defense of international rules-based order and China as a moral duty to contribute to a fair peace. Interesting. Let's keep it moving. Standing alongside visiting U.S. Secretary of State Anthony Blinken, this genius right here, Borrell was unusually blunt in his condemnation of a nation that has increasingly moved from being an EU partner to being a rival on the global stage. The commitment set the stage for two Europe preeminent leaders to press the point that EU China relations will pivot on Beijing's friendship with Russia. Macron and von der Leyen are expected to warn China against sending weapons to Russia during talks with President Xi Jinping on Thursday. Just ahead of the visit, von der Leyen had a phone call with the Ukraine's President Vladimir Zelensky to coordinate strategy. Even if Beijing says it is neutral in the war, Xi's visit to Russia, President Vladimir Putin in Moscow 2 weeks ago had all the visuals and speeches of a meeting among trusted friends. Ha, okay, let's keep it going. They agreed on the need to not deploy nuclear arms abroad, Burroughs said of the Moscow meeting. Some days later, Russia deployed tactical weapons, nuclear tactical weapons in Belarus. He added, referring to the announcement by Putin of plans to deploy such weapons. This comes ironically after Chinese President Xi visited Moscow and mentioned the need for peace. You know, it's funny because just the other day, Putin, he basically told Poland, look, man, if you want that smoke, and you bring smoke to goddamn Belarus, we got they back. And it's funny because just yesterday, Xi Jinping and Russia basically united. Some may say that, this was pre-planned. Let's keep it moving. He called the prospects of deploying weapons in Belarus Putin's newest nuclear gamble and said it constituted a direct threat to European security. Borrell said he was looking for a change of heart in Beijing if relations were not to deteriorate. We have been clear with China that its position on Russia's atrocities and war crimes will determine the quality of our relationship with Beijing, he said. Discussing between Macron, Xi, and von der Leyen will mainly focus on trade, the war in Ukraine, and the climate change. The European officials are expected to underscore the importance of China's role in supporting peace and to tell Xi that he should engage directly with Zelensky following his visit to Moscow last month. They will also urge him to put pressure on Putin to stop threatening nuclear weapons in the war against Ukraine. Von der Leyen will ask Xi to use his influence to make sure a grain export deal that has helped during bring down global food prices can be extended beyond mid-May. Now, I just read an article that they just found weapons underneath the grain. Putin's not stupid, and neither is Xi. But they want Xi to talk to Putin and say, oh, we need more grain coming through here. But then we found weapons, and again, the deal is not renewed. So you want to be able to trade or go back and forth, but you don't want Putin to be able to trade and go back and forth. How does that work? How does that work? And you're supposed to convince Xi of this? Okay, so let me see. Von der Leyen influence to make sure the grain export deal has helped bring down the global food prices can be extended beyond mid-May, uh, when it's expected to expire after Russian UN ambassador reiterated that Moscow is ready to extend the deal, but only for 60 days, just half the 120 days in the agreement. The EU does not expect Okay. The EU does not expect significant change in China's position, but believes it's crucial to keep engaging with superpower notable on trade issues. In 2022, China was the EU's third largest partner in export of goods and the largest partner of EU imports. EU leader want to balance their commercial relationships while also addressing the 27 nation bloc dependence to China in the strategic sectors such as critical raw materials, computing related technologies, semi conductors, and clean technologies. Okay, so let me get to the next article. Let me share this, do a share screen, share, and we're going to talk about Israel. This article is by Reuters, and we're going to blow this up. Okay, let's scroll down here. So, Israel Supreme Court to hear appeal in judicial crisis. There goes Benjamin Netanyahu there. Okay, so Jerusalem, July 26, Reuters, Israel Supreme Court said on Wednesday it would hear an appeal against a new law that curbs some of its own powers, pitting it against Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu right wing government that is seeking an overhaul of the judicial system. A bench decision posted on the court's website said a hearing will be set for an appeal in September. The court did not issue an injunction against the new law, which came into effect on Wednesday. A political watchdog and Israel Bar Association had petitioned the court to intervene. Critics says that the change could encourage corruption and abuse of power by removing effective oversight on the executive authority. The judicial overhaul has caused a deep divide in an Israeli society, kindling months of unprecedented protests, stirring concerns among allies abroad, including the top support of Washington for the health of Israel's 75-year-old democracy, and straining loyalties of some army reservists. Oh, but it has also seen Arab citizens who make up a fifth of Israel population stay on the sidelines, disillusioned with what they say is systemic discrimination that has left them disproportionately disadvantaged. They say they have no place in the debate over Israel identity as Jewish and democratic. Okay, let me hit that. Jewish and democratic. Netanyahu has taken a hit in opinion polls. Surveyed by the two main Israeli news broadcasters show that if an election was held now, the number of seats held by his hard right governing coalition in the 120 seat Knesset parliament would fall from 64 to 52 or 53. Seats held by the 73-year-old Premier Likud party would fall from 32 to 28, according to the N12 News, and to as low as 25, according to Reshet 13 in the polls published late on Tuesday. The Nationalistic Religious Coalition, formed after the election last November, passed legislation on Monday to limit some of the Supreme Court's powers. Whoa, hold on. They passed legislation, the Nationalistic Religious Coalition. Last time I remember, Israel banned a theocracy, so what's going on here? The Nationalistic Religious Coalition. Okay. So I guess it's a coalition of different religion. I'm guessing. Passed legislation on Monday to limit some of the Supreme Court's powers. Wow. It was the first ratification of a bill that is part of changes to the judiciary that Netanyahu says are necessary to balance powers and stop the Supreme Court overreaching. I would have to see some examples there, Netanyahu. Shoot. Critics say, I don't know if you can hear this, MD. This is deep.
I'm listening. I'm listening.
What's your take on this so far, man? This is interesting. They said the Nationalistic Religious Coalition. Is that like is that a
How the fuck you gonna overrule the Constitution, man?
Keep the defendant silent.
That's what I think about it.
Oh my God.
That's what I think about it. Even though, again, Israel doesn't have a written constitution. Now they go off of common law and certain uncodified bylaws that the Supreme Court was doing their best to try to uphold. But Netanyahu and the religious right want to take that power away.
Based on what?
Based on power.
I mean, oh gosh.
So at least the Supreme Court was trying to codify some statutes and laws.
Right.
But now Netanyahu and the extreme right over there in Israel don't even want that.
Wow. Man. This is, oh man. Okay, let me continue to read this. I'm just like, dang. This is crazy, y'all. This is crazy. Let me keep reading this.
And,
okay.
And real quick, fun fact. So in 1950, 5 years, well, not even 5 years, 3 years actually, after the country was formed, they tried to put together a constitution, a written constitution, but
right.
They postponed it because of, even back then, there was a religious right group that was saying, no, we're not putting no constitution together because the constitution would give, quote unquote, more rights and freedoms to the people that quote unquote God is not giving them.
Yeah, but
go ahead.
Didn't Israel outlaw theocracy?
Where it say that at? They ain't got no constitution, so where it say that at?
No constitution. So how
they got a Declaration of Independence.
Okay.
But again, you still got conservative groups over there that, for the most part, is the majority of Israel. So there you go. And we're talking about a mob rule political government where even the Knesset, what they call it, or the parliament, the Israeli parliament, all they got to do is simply vote on a new statute, a new law, and the Supreme Court can't do nothing about it because they don't have any jurisprudence to go off of because they have no written constitution.
So nationalistic religion.
So they're making it up as they go.
Right. So it doesn't sound like they're trying to push for a theocratic rule because this religious coalition. I mean, hell.
Well, don't get it twisted. When they say religious coalition, that don't mean that it's different denominations or different religious groups coming. No, it's Jewish.
Okay, got you. Yeah, because they said nationalistic, so I'm thinking, yes.
Well, that should tell you right there.
Right. But then they got the word coalition in there. I'm like, nah. Coalition, nah. Mm-mm. And they want the Supreme Court. But I'm thinking, I mean, hell, you got to have a Supreme Court in place to have some type of powers. How would the Supreme Court be overreaching? I don't. Damn.
Well, what they're trying to say is that the Supreme Court is taking what's the right word to use? They're conveniencing certain laws and statutes that's there in Israel.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
But you got to remember, nothing to go off of because there's no written constitution. Now you have certain, like I said, you got certain common law. You got certain provincial statutes and laws, but there's nothing written down saying this is this A, B, and C.
Right.
So it's up to the Supreme Court.
How
Huh?
do you form a country without a constitution? I'm just like, how do you do that?
Well, there's several countries that ain't got no constitution. Canada don't got a constitution.
I did not know that. Wow.
Yeah, it's several countries that ain't got no constitution. The UK ain't got no constitution.
Oh, the UK don't have a. Oh, I thought they had don't they have like a Magna Carta or some shit like that?
Well, they got what they call an unwritten constitution, but that, like I said, that's just basic common law.
Well, if it's unwritten, then it ain't no constitution. Oh,
there
God.
you go.
Damn, no shit. I did not know that about England or Canada. Damn. No wonder they don't.
So that what gives the make it up as you go policies that a lot of these countries come up with, and it's all based off of democracy, meaning it's all based on majority vote.
So they just can come arrest you nearly just on some new shit they just made up.
If they vote for it.
Oh wow. Oh wow. That's
why do you think in Canada or UK that you can't have weapons? Because it's nothing written saying that you can or can't.
You just
so you look it up as you go.
That's right. Yeah, they don't have no right to bear arms. Right. I was just thinking about that. Damn. Oh man. So let me continue this, man. Let me continue this. Dang, this is crazy, man. Okay, so let me read the rest of this because I got two more articles. So it says critics said he is threatening Israel's democratic principles and independence of the courts, possibly with an eye to a corruption case he himself is facing. Oh, what? Oh, shit. He's facing a corruption case. Oh, shit. Okay, now it's making sense, MD. Now it's making Let me keep reading. Netanyahu denies that, as well as the charges against him. Oh, he got charges against him. What? Okay, let's keep it moving. So he's like another Trump. Okay. I'm tripping, y'all. The domestic crisis has coincided with the surge of violence in the Israel-occupied West Bank. On Wednesday, the Palestinian health minister said a 23-year-old man was shot dead by Israeli forces during the confrontation in the West Bank city of Nablus. The Israeli military said it had captured a Palestinian suspect of terrorist activity. The soldiers were shot at during the operation and returned fire, hitting one person, it said. With the shekel falling around 10% since the government announced its judicial overhaul in January and pressure mounting on Netanyahu, his opponents are looking to move moderate wing in his Likud party to dissuade him from pushing more legislation. So he's in legal trouble, MD. Similar to what Trump's going through.
I will never compare Netanyahu to Trump.
Okay.
They may be going through legal trouble, but Trump ain't never tried to take control of the goddamn Supreme Court or take away.
Oh no, I'm not saying that.
Supreme Court.
No, I wasn't trying to say that. No. I don't want that to get misconstrued. I'm just saying
Oh,
that
okay.
he's having some legal woes, and I didn't know he was having some legal woes. That's all. I was not. Yeah, I wasn't trying to take it beyond that. I mean, this
I got you.
article. Yeah,
Well,
yeah,
I
yeah,
mean,
yeah.
Netanyahu been deep in corruption ever since the early 2000s. So that ain't
Yeah,
nothing
but
new. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, but I mean, I didn't know he was having legal troubles though. Like facing legal troubles. But okay. So yeah, he's been in power a long time too. There's a hardcore over there that will follow Netanyahu blindly into the abyss. However, there is a critical mass amongst Likud voters who are displeased with what is happening right now, said a political analyst Amos Aziel, research fellow at the Shalom Hartman Research Institute. Consensus possible. President Isaac Herzog, who has tried to mediate the common ground, issued an open letter pleading for unity ahead of the Jewish fast day, mourning the destruction of the ancient temple in Jerusalem. In it, he appeared to place the onus on Netanyahu. As I have emphasized before, greater, even if not so responsibly, to find solutions that will benefit the state and the society as a whole will always be those who have the power and the reins of government in their hands, he said. Quote, quote. In response, coalition chair and lawmaker from Netanyahu's Likud party, Ophir Katz, said Hergel's comments were unfortunate. Instead of sending the message to reconciliation and joining the coalition calls to resume dialogue, he is pointing an accusing finger at the coalition, said in his statement carried by the local media. The United States has lamented the Neshit vote to urge consensus, but offered no hint that Netanyahu's government could face practical consequences, exposing the limits of Joe Biden's influence over the long serving right wing leader. The European Union weighed in the debate on Wednesday, calling for a compromise. An EU Commission spokesperson said relations with Israel were based on shared value, where the independent judiciary is an essential element. Street protests largely subsided by Wednesday as the Knesset approached the long summer recess from July 30th. Lawmakers convened in mid October, while Netanyahu has set November as a target of consensus with opposition parties for more reforms. Amid concerns that crisis may distract Israel from security issues, the military has acknowledged an uptick in requests by reservists to halt services and said that it could gradually affect its readiness if the trend persists. Protest leaders say growing numbers of reservists may be abstained from duty. Israel enemies have convened top-level meeting to consider the turmoil and how they might capitalize on it. Sources familiar with the discussion told Reuters. As well as violence between Israel and Palestine, the domestic furor have conceded with rising friction with Lebanese Shiite groups, Hezbollah, backed by Israel arch foe Iran, reporting by Malian in Jerusalem, additional reportings of Ali Sawafa in Ramal, writing by George. Okay, so that's the end of the article. So, yeah, there you have it. The religious coalition is trying to limit the powers of the Supreme Court. So we'll keep abreast on that. So I guess I mean, what's your take on that, MD? You got anything to say on that?
Well, I mean, going back to the article, is pretty clear what the consensus was. If you go back to the article, it said how much influence Biden has, and it's very little right now.
Right. Very
Look
little.
look at all the countries that basically doing whatever the hell they want to do.
Yeah.
That's under either NATO or under the thumb of the U.S. Hell,
Right.
Israel in itself is literally the baby of the United States,
Right.
essentially. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Right. But do you
And
think
Netanyahu saying, "The hell with what you talking about? I'm gonna do what I want to do, and I'm gonna take power from the Supreme Court."
this is related to what I guess Russia and China? Because
Not
they
really. Nah, I think
before okay.
it's an inner thing. It's a ultra conservative power move is what it is. I don't think it got nothing to do with no other country.
Okay, got you.
You got to remember, like Netanyahu been in there since I think what 96, I want to say.
Yeah.
Then remember he left
Yeah.
and came back in like 2020 2008 2000 something like that. Right when Obama was in there.
Right.
And yeah, man, like like Netanyahu's always been ultra conservative when it comes to Israel.
Right.
I mean, like if you look at Israel and Palestine, he's always been the pro, and I wouldn't necessarily want to say pro-Israel because he's Israeli at the end of the day, but he's always been for taking as much land away from Palestine as possible. He only want them to have the Gaza Strip.
That's
you know
right.
what I'm saying? If it was up to him.
Yeah.
And we know nowadays Israel has become very not from the people's perspective. It's become very progressive.
Right.
So I think it's an internal fight between the ultra conservative in Israel and the progressive.
Okay. Okay.
And the ultra conservatives they winning right now.
Absolutely.
If Netanyahu got something to say about it.
Right.
But
yeah.
how much is that gonna hurt the morale of the society of Israel? Hell, you got army reservists saying like fuck it. We not reporting. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So yeah, it ain't got nothing to do with nobody else. This internet. This is within the nation of Israel itself.
Okay. So I couldn't get the first article because they wanted a subscription. So I got two more articles. Let me do a share screen real quick. And we got Putin promises free grain to 6 African nations. Okay, so
Is that what I just sent you?
yeah, just what you sent me.
Okay. I didn't know you were going. I just saw it and I just sent it to you while you were talking. I was doing something.
Yeah, because the first article wanted the subscription, so I just skipped that. The one about Hungary, so I just skipped it, man. They want all your information. I ain't got time for that. Sorry about that, y'all. Okay, so this is by The Guardian. Putin promises free grain to 6 African nations after collapse of Black Sea deal. So Putin is saying, look, he going to continue on business. Let's read this. I like where this is going. Vladimir Putin has promised free grain supplies to 6 African nations as Moscow seeks to capitalize on the collapse of the Black Sea grain deal. Speaking on the first day of a Russia-African summit in St. Petersburg, president claimed his country will be able to replace Ukrainian grain exports blocked by Moscow decisions to abandon the UN brokered arrangement, which had allowed the export of grain and other produce from Ukraine through the Black Sea to market, many of them in Africa. So Africa gonna get their grain, basically. Africans are gonna get their grain after all. Okay, in the coming months, we will be ready to provide Burkina Faso, Zimbabwe, Mali, Somalia, and the Central Republic of Africa, which is the Congo, and Eritrea with 25,000 to 50,000 tons of grain free of charge, Putin told attending African leaders on Thursday. Well, goddamn. This is deal of a lifetime. That's a lot of damn grain for free. Damn. Oh, my goodness. Okay, let's keep it moving. Russia is hosting a 2-day summit with the African continent designed to portray Moscow as a great power despite crippling Western sanctions and growing unease in the global south over the country's destabilizing war in Ukraine. And Biden said it's going to cripple you, Russia. Okay. This month, Russia announced it would put out the grain deal. Putin partly blamed the withdrawal on Western sanction that he said restricted the sale of Russian agriculture produced abroad. The deal brokered by Turkey had lasted about a year and allowed billions of dollars worth of grain to safely transit out of Ukraine via the Black Sea. Commenting on Putin's promise of free grain, the UN Secretary General Antonio Guterres said a handful of donations to some countries would not correct the dramatic impact the end of the deal would have. Observers believe that Putin will use this week's summit to push a plan to supply grain directly to Africa and cut Ukraine out of the global market. Do y'all see that? So it's not just a war of attrition, not just tanks and helicopters, but they're going to cut them out of the global market. Goodbye, Ukraine, as it comes to the global market. Moscow has previously used the grain issue to find allies in the global south for its war in Ukraine and gather support against Western sanctions. And it looks like it's working. Russia has also tried to win support among African leaders by claiming that the grain deal prioritized well-fed European markets rather than countries in Africa. Oh, is that so? Let's keep it moving. While the West has acknowledged that the grain exports to the poorest developing countries has not returned at the desired rate, the deal has helped reduce global food prices by more than 23%. Wheat prices have been climbing on global markets since Russia's withdrawal. Do y'all hear that? As the summit begins, it also emerged that Putin had given a helicopter to Zimbabwe's president Emerson Mnangagwa. Zimbabwe's information minister posted photos of Mnangagwa's walking down the aircraft steps and sitting inside the cabin before a table with glasses of white wine and a bowl of fruit. This bird will soon be gracing our skies, wrote a government spokesman on Twitter. Oh, yeah. Despite a flurry of Russian diplomatic efforts in Africa, there are clear signs that frustration on the continent is growing over Russia's decision to withdraw from the deal, amid fears of looming food supply crisis. The Kremlin said on Wednesday that just 17 heads of the state would be attending the summit, fewer than half of the 43 who came to the first Russia-African summit in 2019, hosted in Sochi. Asked about the low number of attenders, Putin's press secretary Dmitry Pogev blamed the West on putting pressures on African countries in order to prevent their active participation in the forum. Less likely to be discussed in the public is the role of Wagner mercenary groups, which most active in Central African Republic, Libya, Mali, and Sudan. The Kremlin has repeatedly pledged that it would not reduce Wagner's activities in Africa after Prigozhin's aborted rebellion last month. Prigozhin made a surprise appearance on the sidelines of the summit, despite an agreement with the Kremlin that he went into exile in Belarus.
Hold
Did you
on,
hear?
what?
Yeah,
So he was at the damn African summit.
pretty much.
Damn. Damn.
You see it right here. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Prigozhin made a surprise appearance on the sidelines of the summit, despite allegedly an agreement with the Kremlin. He went into exile in Belarus. So there you go. Got that in your backpack there, MD. Late on Wednesday, a close ally of Prigozhin posted a picture showing the Wagner boss meeting Freddie Makupov, a senior official in CAR, an impoverished country that has welcomed thousands of groups mercenaries over the last few years. Okay, so business as usual in Africa, it seems. Let's keep it moving. The image was first published on Facebook by Dmitry Sergeyev, a Russian national who Western officials have described as an important figure in Wagner's car branch, CAR. I wonder what Congo. Oh, wait. CAR. According to local news outlet Fontanka, the image was taken at the Trenzlini Palace Hotel in St. Petersburg, which is reportedly owned by Prigozhin. In a separate photo, Prigozhin is seen shaking hands with the head of Cameroonian edition of African Media, a pro-Russian television outlet that targets French-speaking African countries and has been linked to Wagner Group. So they're making moves down there in Africa. The image represents the first visual sightings of Prigozhin's in Russia since the warlord halted his mutiny. His continued presence in the country indicates that the Kremlin has been unwilling or unable to remove him as Wagner head. Do you hear that?
I heard it, man. I heard it.
Okay.
I'm still shocked over the fact that he was at the damn summit all on his own.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
We're gonna have to talk about that.
Okay. The Kremlin has previously said that Prigozhin met with Putin shortly after his march on Moscow to discuss Wagner's future, but the warlord has since been photographed in Belarus. Okay, so we got that part. Under a deal to end the rebellion, which saw Wagner troops seize a major city, a southern city, and march on the capital, charges against Prigozhin were dropped, and he was ordered to move into exile in Belarus. A video circulated on social media last week purportedly showed the mercenary chief addressing his fighters in Belarus and calling the Russian war effort in Ukraine a disgrace because they want to take Kiev. Before the summit, Prigozhin gave a rare interview with the pro-Kremlin television channel African Media, which targets French-speaking African countries. There was no, and there will be no reduction in our programs in Africa, he said. Ooh, bold statement. Meanwhile, Russia's military continue its targeting of grain infrastructure at Ukraine's port cities, hitting port infrastructure in Odessa's Black Sea region, killing one person and causing significant damage. Russia has stepped up its attempts to strangle Kiev's global import agriculture exports after exiting the grain deal, damaging 26 port infrastructure facilities and 5 civilian vessels in the previous 9 days, according to the Deputy Prime Minister for the Restoration of Ukraine, Oleska Konovov. Konovov, the infrastructure minister, also said that Russia was restricting shipping in the area of temporarily occupied Crimea and near the territory waters of Bulgaria. Bulgaria. Okay, and that's it with that article. So, oh, so we got Prigozhin. What's up, Yanga? What's going on, man? What's going on? So wait a minute. Prigozhin's supposed to be in exile there, MD. What's going on here? This wasn't
Yeah,
a
yeah. So
rooster.
you mean to tell me Putin didn't swing on Prigozhin when he saw him at the summit?
No,
It didn't go down like that, right?
no. Apparently, I guess his house arrest was lifted.
Oh, okay.
From what I understand, he was under house arrest in Belarus. I mean, but that's what they made it seem like. They didn't actually say house arrest, but they said exile. So that's why I asked you the question: is he allowed to go to other places? Do you remember
Well,
me asking
this
that?
article just answered it.
I just answered that
Not
question.
not only is he allowed to go to other places, he's still chilling with Putin.
Right, and he's still the head of Wagner.
Yeah, there you go.
Did you catch that part, or did I miss it?
I thought Wagner was assimilated into the Russian army. That's what I thought.
Oh, and I thought Wagner Prigozhin was not supposed to be the leader of Wagner anymore.
Yeah. This is crazy, bro. This is crazy.
Are you saying this was a
But yeah,
really?
Central African Republic. That they basically talking about Congo.
Yeah, yeah,
That's what they're
yeah.
talking about.
CAR. Yep. CAR. Yeah, I just caught on to that. Yeah, CAR. Hey, yeah, you can jump on if you want, man. Are you just chilling, man? Just hey, put the link there if you want to join, man. Um, shout out to Yanga, shout out to Deacon. Yeah, man. Yeah. Um, why do you think is this just like a free sample, like the dope man? He gives you a sample. Is Putin just giving samples to Africa? Because ain't nothing for free.
No, well, no. Africa is essentially an ally. Like you laughed at when they said pro Kremlin media, but that's
Right,
pretty much what it is because Russia. Think about who's in Africa right now.
right.
China is the mainstay in Africa right now.
That's right.
Essentially, the West ain't doing jack shit for Africa. Let's just keep it real. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
Africa is essentially an ally to the East for all intents and purposes. You know what I'm saying? But
right,
they may not necessarily be an economic ally, at least not yet. You know what I'm saying?
right,
But they definitely an ally when it comes to they know who sustained them. They
right,
definitely know China sustained them.
right,
Like we talk a lot of shit about China being in Africa and them taking advantage of Africa, this, that, and the third.
right,
I would disagree though. I would say China is doing more economically for Africa than the West ever did. That's my opinion.
I mean, that's a fact. Hospitals, roads, hospital roads, construction sites, infrastructures. Then you got what?
Definitely infrastructure.
Yeah,
Definitely infrastructure.
infrastructure. So you got damn, yeah. So no, that's a fact. That's a fact. They building roads and hospitals. That I mean, they've been doing that since what, the last 12 years. Yeah. So that's not.
Right.
Yeah, that's a fact. Yeah, that's a fact. Yeah,
So yeah. Like I said, you laughed at that statement when they said, you got to remember we done with mainstream media, so
right.
they gonna take shots like that.
Oh, of course. Yeah, of
Talking
course.
about pro Kremlin Afrik media. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Yeah.
But I mean, it's true. It's definitely true.
Well, I mean, everybody got pro whatever. You got pro Western media. You know what I'm saying? You got pro. So I mean, every
Right,
goddamn,
right.
every goddamn Western media have not mentioned goddamn Donetsk or Luhansk being independent republics.
Well, I mean, you might as well. I mean, that's old news at this point. Ain't even no sense even talking about it. You know what I'm saying?
No, it's old news, but I'm just showing a point that yeah, everybody's biased. Everybody has a goddamn agenda at the end of the day. So it's just like whatever news source you choose, Like I said, every time I choose a news source, when they not acknowledging those republics, then I kind of just like, okay, oh, you're on the side of damn Mr. Biden there, who said Russia's losing, but then I don't know if you heard it, but his goddamn Pentagon saying we want to turn the tide. Well, which is it? And it's both coming from the West. You got Biden in the White House said, "No, we're winning. Russia's losing," but then the Pentagon saying we need more weapons in order to turn the tide. Why do you need to turn the tide if you're winning, MD?
Well, I mean, not only did he say that, he basically admitted and said that we don't have the ammunition to give them. That's why we gave him the cluster bomb.
Right.
So I mean, that's that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but why would you want to turn the tide if you're winning?
Well, I mean, it's pretty much self-explanatory. I mean,
Okay, again.
yeah, he said that they need the ammunition to turn the tide.
Right.
We don't have the ammunition to give them. That's why we gave them the cluster bomb.
And the same Western media that a lot of times we pick out is the same Western media telling Biden, "No, we're winning, sir, we're winning the war." So he gets on there, Putin, give up. You're losing the war. Like he doesn't know. He's just going based on what they tell him. They told him that Russia's losing the war. Now, last time I remember, Russia took Bakhmut. Did they not? Because war is based on how much land you can acquire. And last time I remember, Russia acquired a whole city called Bakhmut. But Russia's losing? Like, how do you explain that? Like they took a whole city. Russia took Bakhmut, but they're losing? You take a whole city, but you're losing. We just watched the whole movie on that. With the red, remember the reds and the yellows and the whites? Last time I remember when we watched the movie on cinema, man, the winning team took the buildings, did they not, MD?
They did. They did.
So wouldn't that apply with a whole city of Bakhmut? Wouldn't the winners be the one who took the city?
I mean, they got a lot more than just a city, but you know what I'm saying? They basically got from Kherson all the way up into the Donbass. So,
But Biden said they're losing.
well, he tried to base that off of like the rest of Ukraine, but the goal is not the rest of Ukraine, at least not yet.
Not yet. Not yet. Oh man, not yet, not yet, not yet. Well, y'all, I got one more article I want to share with y'all, man. One more goodie, y'all. One more goodie. This one's from Reuters, man. I told you I got all these articles, man, and this came from. Okay, so we're gonna take it to Niger. Niger army declares support for coup. Oh shit, we got a coup in Africa. Oh shit, y'all see down. Do y'all? Am I sharing the damn screen? Let me blow this goddamn thing up. Y'all got to see this, man. Let me blow this up so y'all can see. Oh, that's the biggest I can blow it up. Oh shit, hold on, full screen.
I mean, that
Okay.
looked good to me, man.
Okay, cool. Okay, because I want everybody to see this. I want Yanga, goddamn Twin, goddamn Deacon. I want y'all to see what's going down in Niger. So countries urge return to order in Niger day after coup. So they just had a coup and they just want everybody to calm down. We just had a coup d'etat, but calm it down, everybody. Let's get to it. Coup d'etat went down. Okay, so namely, Niger President Mohammed Bazoum remained held in the presidential palace on Thursday afternoon, and it was unclear who had taken charge of the country. Oh, shit. After soldiers on Wednesday evening declared a military coup. Let me blow this thing up. Let me blow this thing up to 200. The military just declared a military coup. Okay. After hold on. Let me back this thing on up. remain. Okay, so the president is still in the palace, who has taken charge of the country as soldiers on Wednesday evening declared a military coup. France, the country's former colonial power in the West African region of Bloc ECOWAS, called for Brzezinski's immediate release and a return to constitutional order. Russian Foreign Minister Sergey also said that the constitutional order should be restored. Okay, so wait. Am I getting this straight, MD? France and Russia are both agreeing to restoration?
That's what it say.
Okay, so you got France and Russia coming together saying there needs to be order. Okay, let's keep this thing. Somebody's buying this shit. Let's keep it moving. We support regional efforts to find an urgent way out of the crisis that respects Niger's democratic framework and enables the immediate restoration of civilian authority, the French foreign minister said in a statement. African Union Commissioner Chair Maswa Faki Muhammad said in the spokes, I bet Yang is like, man, Blackson butchering them goddamn Muslim names. He said and has spoken on Thursday with Bazoum and that the president was fine, the Russian news agency RIA reported. Niger's coup is the seventh in the West and Central Africa since 2020 and could have grave consequences for a democratic process and the fight against an insurgence by jihadist militants in the region where Niger is the key Western ally. Them god dang Muslims. It's them goddamn extremist Muslims. God damn it. Supporters of the coup ransacked a set of fire to the headquarters in the ruling party of Namibia, the capital, on Thursday after the army declared its backing for the takeover carried out by the soldiers of the Presidential Guard. Plumes, a black smoke billow from the building, a Reuters reporter said after hundreds of supporters of the coup had gathered in front of the National Assembly moved towards the building, police dispersed them with volleys of tear gas. Okay, so they're trying to do a little bit of order. The crowd played pro-army music. Some waved Russian flags. Whoa! And chanted
You
anti.
just saw that in the video.
I know I
They
did
had
see
Russian
that.
flags.
Okay. Okay. I'm seeing the clear picture now. The crowd played pro-army music. Some waved Russian flags and chanted anti-French slogans, echoing a growing wave of resentment towards former colonial power France and its influence in the Sahel region. Niger gained independence from France in 1960. State TV showed a statement from the Interior Ministry condemned acts of vandalism and banning demonstrations until further notice. We have always believed in the Army's actions, and this time we are with them. For us, this is joy, said Bahamna Hamadou, a human rights activist who was among the crowds outside of Parliament. So they not down with the French influence. They down with the Russian flags. In a statement signed by the chief of staff, the Army said it had decided to adhere to the declaration made by the soldiers who announced in the late night televised address that they had stripped Bazoum of power. The Army said its priority was to avoid destabilizing the country and it needed to preserve the physical integrity of the president and his family to avoid a deadly confrontation that could create a bloodbath and affect the security of the population, worsening insecurities. Um, it was not immediately clear who would take over the Presidential Guard, which is drawn from the armed forces and usually protected. The president and his entourage is headed by General Amar Tokwali. That's them right there, yo. Um, Jundan's in neighboring Mali and Burkina Faso has grown closer to Russia since they took charge in 2020 and 2022, respectively, to cut ties with traditional Western allies. Do you hear that? Keep that in your pocket, MD. Do you hear that, Yanga? Do you hear that, Twin? Do you hear that, Deacon? Let's keep it moving. The United States has not seen any credible indication of involvements by Russia or Russian Wagner Group private army in the coup in Niger. White House spokesman Karine Jean-Pierre said on Thursday, photos supporting the show Wagner chief Penny Prigozhin meeting African officials on the sidelines of Russia.
You see
Russia,
how I
Africa.
tied these two articles together?
Yes, sir. Oh man, this is perfect. Damn. Russian Summit African Saints Petersburg surfaced on Telegram's app on Thursday. Reuters was unable to immediately verify when and where they had been taken. Since relations with their military governments soared promptly, foreign troops withdrawal, Niger's role has become increasingly important for the Western powers helping fight a violent insurgent in the region. France moved troops to Niger from Mali last year. Oh, they did. Oh, okay. Let's keep this moving. Let's keep this moving. The plot thickens. Colonel Amadou Ibrahim, who announced the coup on state television, flanked by 9 other officers, on Wednesday said defense and security forces have acted in the response to deteriorating security and bad governance. Insecurity has remained a problem since Bazoum was elected in 2021. Basically, they're saying he's a Western French puppet. As a jihadist insurgent that took root in Mali in 2012, gained ground, killing thousands and displacing over 6 million across the Sahel. We hope the army coming to power will resolve the security crisis. Today, terrorism has uprooted so many villages. Our children have become widows and our grandchildren orphans, said Haji Hasis, an elderly woman who was among the crowd outside the parliament. Political parties' activities suspended. France landed a military aircraft in Niger on Thursday morning despite their airspace closure imposed overnight. Abdurrahim, a member of the Air Force, said there was no immediate comment from the French Foreign and Defense Ministries. Earlier, as the Western official said, the status of Niger coup attempt was unclear. Bazoum and Foreign Minister Hassami Mazoul urged democratic forces in the country to resist the power grab. United Nations said in a statement it was putting its humanitarian operations on hold in the country, which was already facing escalating violence, social economic challenges, and climate change. The takeover started on Wednesday when the guards at the presidential palace of Niamey cut it off, blocking the president's inside. Ibrahim announced Thursday that all activities of political parties were suspended until further notice. Bazoum, in a social media post on Thursday morning, vowed to protect hard-won democratic gains. Reporting by okay, so that's the end of the article right there. Man, we got a coup d'état in goddamn Niger. You killing those names. See, I tell you what, Nyanga, next time you need to come up here. Anything Islamic, you need to come up here and read, man, because I'm just a good old boy. I can't read them Islamic names like that. I'm American. Goddamn, they need to have good old American names like John, goddamn Ben, goddamn Ken, and goddamn Barbie. All these Muslim names around here. God damn it, that's what you here there for. You ain't gonna goddamn pronounce these Muslim names right there. So, anywho, you got any take on this, man? This coup d'etat, MD? Sorry,
Yeah, I
I butchered
mean,
your
yeah,
name.
since Central Africa, man, as a whole, man, like they not standing for the bullshit no more, man. That's just what it is. You know what I'm saying?
Right, right.
Like you know. So and it said in the article, socio-economically, man, the West got them jacked up.
Right.
So why and on top of that, you got niggas that's cosplaying as extreme Arab Muslims killing their own people. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Well, I mean, well,
Boko Haram and all that crazy shit.
right. But I mean, well, they're saying that the French president, I mean, the president was a French patsy, man. I mean, what? I mean,
Well, he was.
okay. So I mean, you don't suspect maybe Wagner, you know. So you
Nah, bro. Like I said,
no.
I suspect Russian influence. Yeah,
Okay.
like, but that Russian influence don't come from no type of coercion. They just tired of the dumb shit. You know what I'm saying? That's what it is, bro. Like it's clear to me now.
So you don't find it coincidental they were waving Russian flags?
Oh, I'm not saying that Wagner haven't been there. I mean, the last article clearly said that they were there at some point. They was in Mali. You know what
Okay.
I'm saying?
Right.
But what I'm saying is the influence in and of itself is not bigger than the overall position of the people of the country. They tired. You know what I'm saying?
I get why they're tired. You know, I get it. I'm hearing you. I'm hearing everything that you're saying. But there has to be some type of influence. People just don't get tired. I mean, we talking about Africa here. You know what I'm saying? I mean, there's always somebody in the scenes putting the battery in the back of the jihadists, of the Boko Harams, of the goddamn, Al Shabaabs and all that. Somebody supplying it. You know, they don't just give them.
Wagner was fighting the extremists though. So
Oh,
of
with
course,
side.
so of course you gonna give credence to them. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So yeah, I mean, but this is stuff that's already been known. Like Wagner been in Mali. You know what I'm saying?
Right. They've been
Wagner probably had a bigger influence in Mali than France did, as
okay.
far as trying to stop Boko Haram. Because they were doing it for two different reasons. France was doing it because they think they're quote unquote diplomatically obligated to do it.
Okay.
But Wagner was doing it to protect their interests in them damn countries.
Right.
So yeah, they gonna go for who not stealing
Okay.
all their
So
natural resources and trying to push Western ideology. Which one would you go for?
right. But what I'm saying though, but both France and Russia want stabilization. So they both have the same interest. Like we need to stabilize this country.
Yeah, but they didn't say that they didn't care if Bazoo was in the goddamn in power or not. None of them said that. I'm pretty sure France probably want him in power.
Oh yeah, France want him in power, but I think he's under. Well, they said there was no violence.
Lavrov didn't say that. Lavrov
Oh,
just said everybody chill out.
okay. Yep. True that. Yep. Well, goddamn. Oh man. Hey. Shh. Man. Man, shout out to MD, shout out to Twin, shout out to Yanga, shout out to Deacon. You got something for tomorrow, MD? Or is it
I don't know. I don't know yet, man. I want to come at what the video Yanga just put out.
right.
I want to give further context
Okay,
to what they were talking about.
shout out to the ALC, shout out to Yanga, shout out to his guest that he had on there. I forgot I think it was Brother Mohammed. I forgot the other guy's name, so shout out to them, man. I want to thank Yanga for having that guest and having that such a great show. But MD wants to respond, Yanga. He wants to respond to that. He wants to respond.
Like I said, I wish I could have, and like I said, I was busy, so I had,
Right, right.
I couldn't keep commenting. But I want to know what's the difference between black and Afro descendant. I need to know what the difference is because I didn't see one.
Well, Yanga did say,
I didn't
look,
see one at all.
yeah, but Yanga did say, look, man, are we reinventing the wheel here? So Yanga did put that out there. You know what I'm saying? So Yanga was trying to help him. He was trying to help him say, look,
And I don't think he gave me an answer when I asked him what's the legal benefit of it.
Are you saying Yanga's guest was dancing? You saying Mr. Muhammad was dancing? He putting
I ain't saying he was dancing. But I will say he was doing the same old same. You know what I'm
same
saying?
old what though? What do you mean?
Huh?
What do you mean same old
Same old same of talking political yet don't want to be political.
Wait, did he say not to be political? Is that what he said?
Well, he said he didn't know why we needed to interact in government. Yet everything that the Nation of Islam pretty much did was about government. But hey, who am I?
Yeah, because he did refer to Elijah Muhammad. I remember Elijah Muhammad being one of the coldest capitalists in that time.
You're right. But I may try to dig into that.
Okay.
There's so much stuff. I miss not doing arena this week because there's so much stuff going on right now.
Right,
You got Hunter Biden.
Hunter Biden.
You got the judge. Basically throwing out his plea deal.
Speak on that, MD.
Well, I mean, it's hard to speak on it. I got to bring up some stuff, but
just what you know. That means you're right. The plea deal was taken. It was snatched.
Yeah. So
the
White House press secretary coming out and saying that there will be no special pardons for Hunter Biden. She said it outright today.
Oh, so, is that directly from Biden? That statement?
I mean, she the White House press secretary, ain't she?
Oh, I think that's a ploy, man. I think that's just something to calm people down, bro.
Calm people down for what?
Because they expecting Biden to get locked up, I guess. I don't know. They expecting more shit to come out. They expecting that goddamn Hunter Biden is a damn spy for Ukraine and China. I don't know. That's what the laptop said. Sex trafficker.
Also, hey, I don't know if you was here when this store was out. Do you remember in Atlanta? It used to be a store called Turtles Music. You remember that?
I remember the name. Yeah, I remember the name.
Oh well. Anyway, so yeah, Mitch McConnell locked up today, like he malfunctioned today. What was that today? I think that was yesterday. Yeah, he malfunctioned yesterday. Then earlier today, you had Dianne Feinstein lock up. I don't know what the hell going on, bro. That lets you know we need to get rid of these old ass career politicians.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? These old months they malfunctioning, man.
You talking about cleaning out the hole? He turned into a robot.
Yeah. He just stood. You seen it, Deacon? They was asking they was asking them questions. He was answering this stuff. That thing, he just locked up, and they had to escort him away. I'm like, what the hell wrong with damn Mitch McConnell?
Oh, Deacon said he got a hold of that coke.
I don't know. Probably no. Coke don't make you lock up.
Oh, yeah. I don't know if you're old now. I don't.
Yeah. Hell, Coke, you can't stop moving.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he just locked up, looking like a damn turtle.
Oh wow, damn.
Then Dianne Feinstein, they was voting on the military budget,
right?
And she locked up. I'm like, what the hell is going on?
Uh-oh.
Dude had to tell her, just say I. When they was voting, it was her turn.
Right.
The dude next to her said, just say I.
Oh God.
I said, what the hell?
It's terrible.
So yeah, man, a lot of good US news going on.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? But hey, Research for yourselves, people.
That's
Research
right.
for yourselves.
That's right. That's right. That's what we do here on the arena. That's what we do. That's what we do. So all right. Well, hopefully we can get a response for you for tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, a lot of things were said on Yanga's show. You know what I'm saying? Mr. Muhammad was, I think he was, he was answering some questions. I don't think he answered all of them, but he was, he presented his information, and Yanga was asking him, questions, and you know, um, I believe you asked questions, and Yanga was posting the questions to Mr. Muhammad. So yeah, yeah. So I guess when, like I said, y'all stay tuned because MD might do a response tomorrow. Just depend on the schedule. So we want to, like I said, because I even typed in, I said, what about the Freemans? You know what I'm saying? Like, are we, but Yanga said, are we reinventing the wheel? African Americans of slaves, black, like Freeman, but Freeman is a legal term. Like, wait a minute, did he? Wait. Was it Mr. Mohammed said there's no documentation, or did somebody say there was no documentation? Did I hear that today?
I think him and Yeager said that. There's nothing that documents. I forget exactly what they
I
said,
thought I heard that. Right. So you did hear that.
but again, like I said,
So that would be in.
constitutionally, it don't supposed to be nothing that specify anybody. So I'm trying to figure out like what the point was. You know what I'm saying? Like I heard them go to the Civil Liberties Act 1989. I heard them go to that.
All
I
right.
heard them go to the Jews or whatnot. But
Right.
again, there even with those particular acts, those particular pieces of legislation, you're dealing with a specified grievance.
Right.
There was a specified grievance for us, and there can be a specified grievance for us now, and it's
Right.
not going to deal with all black people. I don't care what you say.
Right.
See, what I get from that conversation earlier was, again, it's a reinvention of the wheel as far as
Right. Well,
a
like I said, it ain't gonna
a
be
more broader outlook of people in the diaspora.
right. Right.
But
Well,
the
yeah.
issue is who's supposed to recognize all peoples of the diaspora? How does that look? You know
How
what
does
I'm
that?
saying?
That's right.
So which one is more valuable? Getting a country or an entity to specify all groups in the diaspora, or getting each individual country to specify each group within the country.
Right.
I would go with the latter. You know what I'm saying? That's just me.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
But yeah, if I get a chance, I'll break that down tomorrow.
Okay. Okay. Well, hey y'all, stay tuned. Like I said, I definitely want to see a response to that because, like I said, a lot of good points were made. A lot of good points were made. But I know, like I said, uh, definitely some things I know. It was said that MD definitely disagrees with it. I knew it. I said, oh shit, okay. So yeah, let's do this tomorrow. And with that being said, y'all, we're gonna close it out, man. I want to thank everybody for coming out. MD, thank you once again. Yanga, Twin, Deacon, man. Y'all stay tuned. Like I said, we for tomorrow, we got a show coming up with Nature Mom on Sunday. We're going to continue that conversation that we had from last week. And with that being said, we out, y'all. Peace.